Welcome back. We're still sticking with that story out of Durban, where, murder accused Grayson Beare appeared in court at the Durban Magistrate Court a few minutes ago. If you've been following the story, you know that this gentleman, Mr. Grayson, has been accused of murder and also injuring a family of three and murdering one woman there who, because of their pro-Palestine stance. That's what he said, and he also admitted it on a video. We'll be crossing over to Nabeelah Shaikh, who's coming to us live from outside the Durban Magistrate Court. Nabeelah, we just heard that Grayson Beare appeared at the Durban Magistrate Court. You are close to the action. What's the latest that you can give us?
That's correct. So there's been a huge turnout of support from the community for this case. He did appear in court about half an hour ago, and the case was adjourned until the 10th of June, 11th of June this month, for a formal bail application and also for a mental assessment to take place. Outside the court, we had huge reactions. We had members of the EFF who also came out to show their support. We had all of the Palestine solidarity forums. We had just the general community that came out to say that this man must not get bail.
And I can see behind you some members of the community. If you can get some of their reactions on this court and also the appearance of Grayson Beare.
Sure. So I'm just going to take you to Amina Peer. She was one of the people who came to show her support in court today. Amina, can you just give me a reaction about how the community is feeling and how you felt about what happened in court today?
All right. Being in court and the support that we got, I'm a CPF member as well as my friend Fatima here as well is a CPF member. And she's been here from the morning. I've been here and I entered the court, and I feel that the support that we got from our community is very great. At the end of the day, this man, whatever he has done, justice must take its turn. And at the same time, he's going to be assessed and will be in a mental situation. No. This man is physically fine.
So,
right? What he did it in his senses.
Premeditated.
Yes. It has been premeditated thing. Yes. So at the end, he should be locked up.
And we thank all the people that came and supported all the Palestine, the CPF members, the EFF members, and in controversies where we appreciate all your support and we thank you very, very much. And we will be here on the 11th with a lot of people, and we want justice to prevail. This man did a very bad thing in South Africa, and this must never ever happen again. And here we are for the gender violence thing. We don't want this to ever happen again. A lot of women are suffering, and also the children. All these children, they are traumatized by by men. And this two children that were stabbed was a very, very sad thing. They will be traumatized for the rest of their life. First of all, they saw their mother being murdered, and their mother has passed away. It is a very, very sad thing, and we really, really must stand together. In South Africa, they must never ever happen a case like this. We will not allow it. We will all stand together to support gender violence. Thank you.
Okay, Shukran. So you've heard that from the community. They've pledged to come out even on the 11th when he appears for the next court appearance, which could potentially be a bail application, and also the findings of that mental assessment that needs to be done. But the community says they'll be coming out to every application to ensure that he does not get bail.
And just lastly, Nabeelah, I'm not sure if you by any chance got to catch a glimpse of Grayson Beare. What did you make of his body language? If you were able to see him, is he looking healthy? Is he fine? Was he looking remorseful? What can you tell us?
Well, he was in the court dock claiming that he had been assaulted. He had some visible scarring on his face and on his hands. And then when the prosecutor approached him about that, he claimed that there was a fake police officer that had approached him over this case and had assaulted him. But all in all, he didn't look like he had any remorse. At this point in time, we're waiting to see what the outcome of that mental assessment will be, because I don't know if he's potentially going to be pleading insanity or what the case may be in the future, but there was a need for a mental assessment to actually take place, and that's why it's going to happen before the next court appearance.
All right, thank you so much, Nabeelah. We'll be crossing over to you. I think as this case keeps on unfolding, we'll be crossing over right now to Imraan Subrathie. He's the Secretary General of of United for Palestine. Imraan, a really, really shocking story coming out of Durban. You are outside the Durban Magistrate Court right now. Your reactions from the appearance of murder accused Grayson Beare.
Assalamu alaikum and Jazak. Thank you for having me. It's really a very sad day for activists like myself and the thousands and the millions of South Africans, peace-loving, one of our own kind, who stands up for justice and peace and solidarity, has fallen, has been killed, has been senselessly killed by a racist Zionism, by the ugly face of Zionism has reared its face in an act of terror. This is a deliberate act of terror, to go into someone's home, to terrorize them, to stab them. He stabbed her husband, he stabbed her son, and the charge that was brought forward today was premeditated, and there was an intention, and the intention for going in was because this family and the deceased supported the cause of Palestine. And this is an act of terror against the Palestinian activists. And we in South Africa will not tolerate this. We are a peaceful country. We are a peaceful country that stands up for the oppressed people of the world. And we will not allow this act of terror to suppress our voices, to continue stand for the oppressed people of the world. This will not dampen our spirit. In fact, it will enliven us even further to stand up and say, never will we allow this act of racism, of Zionism, to take root and flourish in our beautiful country. So our activism today outside this court, and I was in the court, I was there with other activists, we're sending a compelling message to all our people that do not let your spirit of activism to die. We must stand up. We must root out this type of terrorism, this type of Zionism, this type of racism in our country. And we are appealing to the courts of law. We are appealing to all those in law to please ensure that justice is brought as soon as possible. And we are also appealing to all our supporters for calm, respect for the law of the land. We have complete faith in the judicial system in our country. Let the law take its course. But one thing, remember, we must never drop the baton. We must ensure that the cause of Palestine, the cause of the oppressed people around the world, not only in Palestine, we in South Africa must be the torchbearers of the plight of the oppressed people of the world. Free, free Palestine.
Imraan, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Nabeelah there. You mentioned that you were in court. You got to see Mr. Grayson Beare. What can you make of him? From what you can, you have observed, it looks like he's going to be pleading insanity. From what you've just observed, looking at him and being in such close proximity with him, what can you make of him?
Well, from the body language of the person, there was no remorse. There was no emotion. That, Your Majesty, I'm so sorry. There was no remorse. There was a clear look that, I know what I did. There was a look that I have no remorse. There was no remorse in his face. And to us, that was painful. You took away someone's life. And for us, that is why he's gone in for 7 days for mental assessment. I think 11th of June, it has been adjourned till the 11th of June for a mental assessment and also for investigations in terms of the bail applications. So from our experience, just looking at his body language, from the words he's spoken, there was no remorse, unfortunately, from him.
And just lastly,
and I request,
yes, continue.
Sorry, go for it.
All right, I was just saying,
Sorry, can I just say my request is to all those activists on the 11th of June, there will be an adjournment. So let's make sure we turn out in our numbers, not only in Durban court, but wherever you may be in South Africa. Let's ensure that we send a compelling message that we will not allow this type of Zionist terrorism to take root in our country. So that's my appeal to all the Palestinian activists, and not only Palestinian activists, to all peace-loving South Africans.
And Imraan, I'm pretty sure, with a lot of activists after this horrific incident, there is obviously going to be a big fear, a big fear to be a proud, standing Palestinian activist, to have any kind of, insignia, whether it's flags on your car or flags in your home or any kind of pro-Palestine messaging around you. What message would you give to others that are, starting to become scared? Because as we've heard, this is purely based on the fact that there was support for Palestine, and ultimately it led to that to the murder of that woman. What can you say to others that are scared of showing that they're in support of Palestine because there's fear that they can also be murdered?
Just yesterday, my mom approached me. I have an elderly mother, and she told me, Imraan, please don't be too active in this Palestinian matter. And I said, why, mom? Because she received the message of this. So my message to all our activists, it took one life in South Africa. One of our own has passed on. Remember, there are 40,000 plus Palestinians have been killed. For what? For nothing. For just being Palestinians, they were peace-loving people. So the death of one must never discourage us. Nay, the death of one of our own must now recalibrate us, must now resuscitate our activism to ensure that we will never rest until Palestine is free. So no, we will not take our foot off the accelerator. In fact, we will accelerate at a greater speed, because we now have a greater reason, because we can see that Zionism and terrorism has emerged in South Africa.
We're going to leave it there, Imraan. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm pretty sure as this case unfolds, we'll be catching up with you, in your various, showings at the Durban Magistrate Court.
Thank you so much.
We have a very, very interesting comment on our YouTube. I think our producer, they can just put it up so that you can show it. So this is from Stigmo JR. This is the YouTube handle. They're saying Grayson Beare has a mental problem. I filed a grievance against him a few years ago when I worked with him. He is unstable. Threatened me at the time. He was about 160 kilogram power lifter. Yeah, and we've heard that there's going to be a mental assessment for the next 7 days. So it looks like Mr. Grayson Beare will be pleading insanity for the murder that he committed. Well, if you haven't seen the video yet, we're going to be playing the video of him essentially admitting to the murder that he committed. Just a quick disclaimer: this is not for sensitive viewers. If you are sensitive to language like murder and killing and all kinds of that, you can just restrain from watching the video. But here's the little video before I let you go of Mr. Grayson Beare admitting to the murder that he committed.
You attacked a 19-year-old child. I didn't touch him. You went for him, and the father says you attacked him first, and then the father came to help, and then you kicked the father 15 times. 15 times you broke the father.
Is he alive?
He's alive, yeah. His son also, you broke him.
Is he alive?
He's alive.
The mother's deceased.
Mother's dead. I mean, you killed an innocent person.
My brother.
And now you want to blame it on something else.
She's not totally innocent.
Huh?
She's not totally innocent.
Why?
Regardless of whatever it is,
What she did?
what she did. You can't compare words and actions, eh?
She hates my family, my friend.
So that's words.
Oh, your family.
How you can compare words and actions, bro? Come on, bro.
I know, it's
You
unjust.
grown, bro.
You're right, I'm wrong.
You a big man. How you can?
I don't know
If-
what the
if
fuck-
she
please,
come- if
please,
she-
please, guys, no. It's not a child. But
No.
We're just trying to find out.
What I'm saying is,
she and her family thought that it was entertaining that my cousins were killed in Israel.
your cousin in Israel.
Yeah, she thought that was funny.
So that's why you killed her. Because you thought that the Jews. So you're a Jew then.
Not my identity, but I have family there. I've rejected the religion completely.
You're a Zionist.
No, not anymore.
You was a Zionist. So you After killing her, you decided to leave Zionism.
I'm leaving everything. I don't give a fuck about who was killing.
But you hate them with a passion. That's why you killed an innocent woman.
I had one night where I had one problem. That's what I'm saying.
In one night, you had a problem with a Muslim woman and you killed her. That's how you believe. That's what you believe.
I'm sick in the head. I'm fucking touched.
You're not sick in nothing, but the way you speak to me, you're not sick nowhere.
Yeah, that's the video that this was before Grayson Beare appeared at the Durban Magistrate Court. This was when he was arrested, and he ultimately, basically admitted to the murder. And yeah, man, I think this is going to be a very interesting story to follow. And as per usual, with a story like this, there's going to be stakeholders involved. And we'll be hearing from the political parties. We'll be hearing from a member of the EFF, Mr. Twala, who's currently also outside that Durban Magistrate Court. Mr. Twala, thank you so much for joining us. Very, very, scary developments out there. As the EFF KZN, what are your reactions to this?
No, thank you. This is a really sad day for South Africans. We want to echo the same sentiments and share the same sentiments which were echoed by our brother here. We stand with the Palestinian people, the Palestinian struggles. We are for the freeing the people of Palestine who are having this Jewish, who are barbaric and who are behaving in this kind of terrorist manner. We are condemning this behavior of any killing of our innocent people. The lady which was stabbed by these terrorists. We are not going to fold our arms as the EFF, and we are not going to coexist with such people who are heartless, people who murder the helpless people in our society. This goes to issues of GBV that is finding the life of its own in our streets. We are here as the EFF in solidarity with the people of Palestine. The level of genocides and the level of killings in Palestine that is leveled against them by the murderous Zionists. This is exactly what is happening on the killing of innocent young children in Palestine. We cannot then sit back and fold our arms and look at this murdering happening in our streets. We are here as the EFF to ensure that we share the pain and the plight of our innocent people. We want to also galvanize our people to come out in numbers to support this family, to support the Palestinian struggle. Come the 11th, let us come in our numbers and show solidarity and fight against this scourge. This is a pandemic in our country that is also happening in Palestine. Let us stand together, be it you are Muslim, be it you are black, be it you are Indians. Let us fight this pandemic before it gets a life of its own in our society.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Mongezi Twala there from the EFF KZN, just giving us their reaction to the court case. We're going to leave it here. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you giving us your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us. Let us stand together and fight these terrorists, Zionist terrorists, which are murdering our innocent people, the Palestinian people. Thank you.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Yeah, there you have it there outside the Durban Magistrate Court, where murder accused Grayson Beare has made his first appearance. And we all heard that the case against him was adjourned to 11th of June for mental assessment and for bail consideration. Yeah, just a bit of background on the story. It is alleged that he stormed into the home of Halima Hussein Preston in Glenwood, Durban during the early hours of Sunday morning and stabbed her to death because she supported the Palestinian cause. Hussein Preston's husband, also Sean, and their son were rushed to hospital after also being stabbed. They're in a critical condition, and we'll also be hearing updates coming from them. This is a story that we'll be following closely here on Salam Media. You can continue following us for the latest updates. We're going to leave it here for now.